Hi there, and welcome back to the MVP podcast. I am Sosa, and as you can probably tell by the thumbnail and the title, today we are talking about Chelsea, my favourite team. I'm a Chelsea fan, and there's certain guys I want to talk about. But before we get into it, first and foremost, guys, if you like the video, please go ahead and like the video. Subscribe if you're new, share with your friends. We do appreciate all the love and support that you've been giving us. It's been a whirlwind. We've got so many subscribers, so we appreciate you for that. But let's just roughly go over the top. I want to talk about the Chelsea new boys, the new signings that have come in. The guys like Ziyech, like Thiago Silva, like Havertz and Timo Werner. They have made waves. So let's start from the back and work our way forwards. The first guy I want to talk about, he's effectively like the vice captain. That's the main man, Thiago. This guy is... Now, he had a rocky start. Fair dues, his first game, Lampard gave him the captain's armband, and it didn't really work out. He got 3 put past, we drew 3-3 to West Brom. Let's just call a spade a spade. It wasn't a great game. But since that game, he has become much more solid. Everyone's been calm. I think that's had to do with another signing that I'll touch on a bit. Edouard Mendy. Him, Zuma, Mendy, they have got like a trifecta where all three of them, because I think maybe they speak French, they understand each other perfectly. And these guys have set up such a bond that I think that they're the partnership for the rest of the season for those two, for the Chelsea team. You'll see guys like Tomori, like Rudiger, that'll pop in, or even Christensen. I think Christensen's kind of fallen out of favour, but Thiago is the main man. And the whole reason for him joining Chelsea was because he didn't want to lose his place in the Brazil squad. He wanted to make sure that he was set up so he can go to the World Cup, if there's going to be a World Cup in 2022. And I think he's going to make a case to be in the squad if he can still maintain this level of ability. I mean, in the last 5 games, we've conceded like 1 goal. Again, there's been more to it. There's other defenders with him. But that's pretty impressive. I mean, the next guy I want to talk about is a guy that plays on the left-hand side. And he's the guy that came from Leicester, Ben Chilwell. Now, opposite to how Thiago started the Premier League season, Ben Chilwell just like a duck to water. He just took to it straight away. Again, maybe it's because he's been used to playing in the Premier League, and so he's had that type of feel for the game already. And coming to a squad like Chelsea, okay, granted, he did come in injured, so he didn't have the best of starts. But since he's been playing, he's been putting up assists, he's been getting goals, he's been tracking back. He's done everything you'd expect him to do. And I think the fact that Alonso has fallen out of favour with Frank Lampard, it shows that he's got a lot more responsibility now. There's the backup to him is, who is it? Emerson. And Emerson, again, similar to Alonso, he doesn't really defend. He's more of an attacking-minded fullback, more of a wing-back. So all that responsibility of we need a defensive-style left-back that can do a job going forward, he's ticked every box, and he's well worth the money we spent on him. I think of the back line, the fact that we have him on the left, on the right we have Reece James, and when needed, if we needed that more solidity, we've got my boy Dave, aka Aspilicueta, to come in and play on the right. And the 2 solid rocks at the back. I know other people will say that as far as a defensive duo, they might not be considered the greatest. I'm telling you now, as current form goes, in the last 4 or 5 games they've had, they're the best duo in the Premier League right now. Zuma and Thiago Silva. I genuinely believe in those two going forward for the rest of the season. And I think that there's a rocky start, but there's going to be much more success. I think defensively, we've got it all sorted. Now moving forward for the team, one guy that I cannot mention without being in awe with his left foot. This guy is incredible. Hakim Ziyech. I don't know how we managed to sign him for as little as we did. Oh my days, what a signing this guy's been. You don't need me to tell you all the things that he's been doing. This guy has literally, every time that I've seen him play in a Chelsea shirt so far, he has not ceased to amaze me. This guy's been putting up assists. He's been doing that Xavi, the assist of the assist, where he's seeing a player, he gets his head up, players make a run, and when you have a guy like Hakim who can just ping it forward, you're going to get winning runners. That opens space for the rest of the team. Like that goal that Tammy scored, where the ball came in from Hakim through to Kovacic. You won't get those type of movements unless you have faith in your players playing that ball forward to even make those runs. If no one's making those runs, no one's playing those balls forward. But if he's willing to do it, we've got runners in our team, and this guy's going to get the world of assists. Talk about KDB having the assists last season. I genuinely think, and I don't know if this is going to be a hot take because this guy's on pace. He might end up getting more assists than Kevin De Bruyne this season. Maybe that's not much of a hot take, but he's been playing so well, and he gets goals as well, man. You don't realise it. He gets goals as well. As far as working through our team, we've talked about Hakim Ziyech and what he brings, especially down that right-hand side. I think his partnership with Reece James has really blossomed. The guy that I want to talk about, who's maybe he's been a bit divisive in regards to fans of the Premier League. Not so much Chelsea fans, because we'll back him to the hills because he's our guy. But he's split people in regards to, well, he's not really split. He's had a lot of hate going towards his way, and that's Kai Havertz. Did they not know what this guy's about when he was playing in Bayer Leverkusen? Maybe they just didn't see it. I saw it. I remember back in the day, I'm a football manager type of guy. I used to play football manager all the way back in like 2000 when it was called Championship Manager. And I'd always search for the latest wonder kids. And this guy, since Football Manager 16, as a 15-year-old in the under 18s for Bayer Leverkusen, Kai Havertz has always been that guy I wanted to sign. Even as far as this most recent one, he is the guy to get because his ability is unquestionable and his potential is there. This guy had almost the most amount of goals and assists in league football in the Bundesliga after, obviously, Lewandowski. Lewandowski is going to be that guy who gets the most goals and assists. But he wasn't that far behind, especially for his age as well. Like, you got to realise, this guy just celebrated his 21st birthday like a month ago. This guy's super young. And granted, he's got a big price tag on him, but I'm pretty sure that he'll deliver. So I'm not worried about him. He'll take time to grow, but again, he's more of a project knowing that you're going to have this guy for the future. He's going to be at Chelsea for the next probably like 10 years, I reckon. And even at that point, even if he doesn't stay for 10 years, he'll still have a good career. And I don't mean like he's going to be a worldie if at the low end. I think he's going to have like a general good career. He's going to be a solid player. At the least, this guy has the potential to be a worldie. Now, the next guy I want to talk about is his country mate. And that's the main man up front, the marksman. They call him Werner the Burner. Timo Werner. This guy is probably... Now, as far as me being a Chelsea fan, expecting... When I first heard he got signed for Chelsea, I was in two minds. I was hesitant because I was thinking to myself, well, you know, we've got our own guys. We've got guys like Tammy Abraham. Giroud's been playing all right. Batshuayi was in and out the squad. Can I let you into a little secret? I really like Batshuayi. Again, I support Chelsea. My favourite team is Chelsea. But if we're talking international, European-wise, my second favourite team is Marseille, and he happened to play for them. And he was banging in goals. He got like 25 goals in his season at Marseille in all competitions before he signed for us. And I thought at 30 million, this guy's a bargain. Obviously, he's gone. We've got a replacement now in Timo Werner, and he is definitely not disappointed. Again, slow start, but you could see his work rate was there. His work rate, his willingness to chase down balls, especially when guys are feeding him. He wasn't getting the ball into feet as much as he wanted, or into space as much as he wanted to. You could tell beginning of the season, he was chasing down loose balls. The passing was more sideways. We didn't have that creativity. Since Hakim's come into the squad, there's a lot more. And again, with the injury to Pulisic, who should have been playing out on the left, we've seen Timo playing out on the left. And I think that's kind of hindered his goal-scoring ability because we've had Tammy playing through the middle. But I am in no doubt I can imagine this guy is going to get goals for us. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that this guy's going to be scoring bangers left, right, and centre. It's just a case of not. It's not going to be a case of if. It's a case of when this guy scores. And so far, he's put in a few. I think so far he's got 4 goals in the Premier League so far. He got a couple in the Champions League as well. So he's really racking up the goals so far. His pace and movement is so sharp, and one thing I like about him is when he actually goes to strike a ball, he really goes for it. One thing that I think he should work on is probably like placing shots, but when his accuracy in his shooting is that good, he doesn't need to play placing shots. And especially linking up with Tammy, linking up with Havertz, linking up with my boy Mason Mount and Hakim Ziyech. This Chelsea squad, I swear to you, I'm not lying, this Chelsea squad are going places. And I think we talked about at the beginning of the season what the expectations were for Chelsea, and I naturally assumed I wanted to be reserved. I wanted to be a case of, you know what, we just got top 4. It was a struggle to get there. We got to an FA Cup final. Okay, we didn't win, but that's a lesson learned. We can make do for next time. We can look into seeing where we went wrong. But this season, especially with the start that Liverpool had, they've got injuries to Van Dijk. We've seen that Gomez has got injured as well. The team doesn't look as solid as it should be. Man City, I don't know what the hell happened to Man City. They're on a really rocky road right now. So the title race has just opened up. The title race is really up for grabs. Like, last time I checked, it was like Southampton who were top of the table. So it's early doors. We can't really read into the table right now because it's so soon. But right now, I'm seeing positives with Chelsea. I think they've got a formation set up. We kind of know what the starting 11 is. If I was to pick a starting 11, it's Edouard Mendy in net. That's for sure. Thiago and Zuma centre-backs. We've got Reece James. We've got Chilwell as our full-backs. We've got the front 3. So far right now, it's Tammy up front. We've got Werner on the left. And we've got Ziyech on the right. When Pulisic gets fit, it's going to be a case of Werner through the middle and Pulisic on the left. It's the midfield that still has question marks, because we got guys like Mason Mount, we got guys like Kovacic, we got guys like Jorginho, we got guys like Kante and Havertz. When you've named a squad like that, you've only got 3 midfield spots to play with 5 guys looking to fill those spots. And that's not to mention guys like Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who's in the squad, Billy Gilmore that's still there, that can still do a job. So there needs to be a fine balance. Right now, Kante's playing that lone CDM role, and we've got 2 number 8s where it's Mount and Kai, and that's worked out really well. And then when we need more spacing or someone that can actually play the ball forwards, we can bring in Jorginho into the midfield and either take off Kai or Mount and then have Kante at least chasing the ball down. But I'm only seeing positives from this Chelsea team. And again, this is just my opinion. I want to hear your opinion. So if you can do me a favour, in the comments below, what's your prediction in regards to who's going to be a dark horse for the title race? I want to hear your opinions in the comment section down below. So again, if you liked the video, please leave a like on the video. We do appreciate all the love and support that you've given us. But yeah, that's it. Take care.